Welcome back to Learning with Ms. H. Today we've got our Earth Science Relative Rock Age Dating Lab. Again, we are comparing relative and absolute age of rocks. Some of these bellworks may change when they get posted up there, but really we want you to make sure that you know the difference between the two. So your assignment today is to do one of these two things below. If you're here in class with me, we're going to do the candy lab. If you are at home and you have access to something double-sided, 100 pieces of something double-sided like a Skittles or an M&M's or 100 pennies, something like that, you can do this lab at home. If you are unable to do the lab, you'll go ahead and do this alternate assignment here. So the alternate assignment is going to be go through, read this information, answer all these questions on the side, and there's actually an answer document here that you will click and make a copy of, and you'll answer straight onto that document. If you're able to do the lab, then you'll go onto the lab page, and this also has a link to a response document right here, and that's where you'll type your answers for this document. And it looks like this. You're going to have a table like this that you're going to put in there. You'll make that in Google Sheets and insert that, and then you will make a line graph from this table and then insert that here. If you don't know how to make a graph and insert it from Google Sheets, there's a how-to video here on how to do it. Then you have questions to complete and a data table to fill in. The instructions on how to do the lab are right here. And I'm going to go through this with you. You are basically going to be taking your candies or your pennies or whatever you're using, shaking them up in a cup, dumping them on the table, removing any of the samples that represent the daughter isotope, and then counting the amount of parent isotope you have left and putting the number in here. I'll do some class averages for us and give you a table to put that information in there. You've got some theoretical decay questions to answer here, and then the rest of this should be pretty straightforward and answer on your answer document. Anything that's in yellow needs to be answered on your student response sheet here. So the rest of this video will show you how to do the lab, and when you are done with this lab, go ahead and turn this in, regardless of which lab you did, the actual lab or the alternate. Turn it in using the lab assignment linked down here, Absolute Dating Lab, and then you're done for the day. So when you're doing your lab today, we've talked about the fact that you need to have your spreadsheet on the Google Sheet and then copy and paste it into your response document, and then you need to take that table that you made in the spreadsheet, turn it into a graph, and then copy that graph into your response document. Here is how you're going to do this lab activity. So I have some fake coins right here. These are plastic, but really all you need is something that is double-sided. So it says candy in the lab, and it says candy like M&M's or Skittles or something with writing on one side and blank on the other. But really, if you have a set of pennies, if you have like a stash of pennies or any kind of coins really, anything at all with double sides that you have 100 of, you can go ahead and use those. If you don't have something to use to actually perform the lab at your house, again, you can always do the alternate assignment that is already in the other video. But I'm going to show you how to do this. So you have your table set up in the spreadsheet. Now you just need to fill it out with data. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 100 coins and put them in a cup. And it doesn't really, nothing fancy. It doesn't really matter size of cup or anything. All you're going to do is dump them out. Now, I obviously have less than 100 here, but you'll get the idea. And you're going to spread them out without flipping them over. And you are going to find all of the ones that are on their blank side if it's candy. If it's something like coins, I'm going to call the heads is the marked side and the tails is the blank side. So you're going to look for the side that's blank or tails, and you're going to remove all of those. So all of these are going to go away. They're going to get removed from your sample. So you have 100 to start, and that's indicated in the table already. So round 1 of decay is what we are doing right now. So we're removing everything that decayed, and anything that decayed is your blank or your tails. So all those go away. Your marked candies or your heads or whatever side you decide is your parent, that's what you're going to count. So I would count all of these that are left, and then I'm going to put that number in my table for round 1. Then I'm going to put all of these back in the cup, if I can get a hold of them. And you're going to do the exact same thing again for round 2. Shake them around, mix them up, dump them out. Anything that is your parent stays. Anything that is daughter goes. So again, for you, marked side stays or heads stays. And then I'm going to count these. This is round 2. So this is my second half-life. Each time I dump it out, that's a half-life. So now I'm going to do it again. And I'm again going to pull out my unmarked or my tails, write down the number that are left, put them back in the cup, and I'm going to continue. Sorry about that. I'm going to continue doing this until I either have 10 half-lives or I have no coins left. So these 2 go away. Mark this one down. Do it again. Have another heads. Mark it down. Do it again. I'm going to keep going until I get 10 half-lives or one that's a daughter. And now I'm at 0, so I'm done. Even if I haven't hit 10, I will be done at this point. And that is it. That is all there is to the lab. Once you have finished the lab, go ahead and make sure that you've put your table and your graph into your answer document. You've answered all those questions, done everything that's required of you, and you are done for the day.